Do you ever get nervous?
No.
No?
What for? You know why I don't get nervous?
Oh.
Because I know what I'm doing.
Because you know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing. Hello, Flute Arts Centre. This is James Galway speaking from Switzerland. Well, first of all, I should tell you the background of my family.
Okay.
My dad played the flute, my granddad played the flute, and my uncle Joe, who lived round the corner, he played the flute too. And he taught me the flute. My granddad taught my father and my uncle Joe, so I'm really a student of my grandfather. Yes, they do in a way. I mean, not so much as classical music, but I mean, it's part of my background, this Irish music. It's what we played growing up in the streets of Belfast. But, you know, I have enjoyed making records with the Chieftains, which is a big Irish folk group. No.
No.
No. It really doesn't matter. For example, I played a silver crooper for 15 years, right into the Berlin Philharmonic, and I recorded the flute and harp concerto with carry-on on my silver flute. And then when I got enough money from the Berlin Philharmonic, I went and bought a gold flute. Wow! And you know what? It sounded exactly the same. You know, this summer school of mine is very special because we have great teachers. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we have a big warm-up for the whole class. That means usually there's something like about 80 to 120 people. So all of them all play for me to begin with, and then they separate and they go to my wife's class, to Kirsten, to everybody else who's teaching. And then I teach some students in my class. Well, it's not competitive in the sense that some of the other classes are competitive. We don't have this sort of push against each other. Everybody is friendly, everybody plays well, everybody does their best, and at the end of 10 days, they definitely play better. No doubt. Oh, this is difficult. I think the qualities that makes a good flute player or a good anything is good breathing to support a beautiful tone. Good breathing to support a great individual tone. For example, you know, when you hear Pavarotti, it's absolutely clear it's Pavarotti, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when you hear Maria Callas, it's the same. And when you hear me, it's the same. You can really understand who is playing. Whereas with a lot of other players, they have the same sound. And we have to ask ourselves, what is special about this guy? But when you're learning singing, you learn a different sort of breathing. You learn how to breathe with your whole body. And the best situation is standing up and playing like this. Not. And I would advise any young flute player, if they want to know about breathing, get a book on singing where it explains how to breathe. Yes, you know, my first flute teacher was a singer, a professional singer. When she taught me, she didn't teach me to be competitive. I was not learning to play better than the other kids. We all played the flute. I mean, there are lots of kids in Ireland who play the flute, but they're not competitive. They like to be with each other and play. Well, I listen to my wife, her words of advice.
Very important.
Yes. And I play chess, and I read a lot of books.
Okay. Good, thank you very much. I think that's it for us. And
Done.